Hey Dreamers, this is Jade. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am here to do, well, mini journal sessions. So in this video, it is a collection of journal sessions and like small hauls that I've collected and done over the last couple weeks or so. And I think I'm gonna try out this format a few times, see how it goes. Just to have a whole bunch of things in one video, and that be that. Anyway, I am starting off with getting my January favorites spread done in my creative journal so I can finally move on to February entries because it's been a while. It is March 13th at the moment that I'm doing this voiceover, so I really need to get going. As I said, I've been held up and I'm trying to get myself on track. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, as I said, I am working on my favorites, and from God can't tell. I'm first starting off with my favorites as far as what I watched for the month of January. And January was a good watching month. February was as well. Like I watched a lot of things in February. So getting that down, and I found some more film strips. I actually need to probably re-up my stash of these because I love using them to feature the things that I've watched that I really like, especially when it's been a good month and there's been a lot of stuff that I liked. Because usually, sometimes I'll limit myself to like maybe 2 to 3 shows to like feature and then do my entire watch list. But sometimes the things that I watch, it's just so many good shows and or movies that I want to feature much more. So this gives me 5 slots to feature all of the things that I really enjoyed during the month. So yeah, this month was great. I really enjoyed the movie of People We Meet on Vacation. That is an Emily Henry book adaptation. Honestly, I read the book. I really enjoyed the book. Except for the only thing I didn't enjoy about the book was why did it take so long to reveal what the hell happened between them, that caused the rift in the relationship. That's the thing that just, I was like, okay, can we get to it or whatever. That's the only thing I really didn't enjoy about the book, but for the most part, it was great. I enjoyed it. Emily Henry, there's some books I've enjoyed more than others, but for the most part, she's a pretty good author for me or whatever. So anyway, really did enjoy. I enjoyed the movie adaptation. I know it had to be truncated as far as from the book or whatever, because the book is over several years or whatever, and they had to kind of speed it up a little bit. But for the most part, I enjoyed it. The actors were great. It was funny. I loved the Forever Your Girl scene in that club. It was fantastic. So yeah, anyway, I ended up watching The Pit. My sister has been raving about this show, and I think I saw Eden from, I don't remember the name of her YouTube channel. However, she is a booktuber. Anyway, and she's also been raving about the show. I finally ended up watching it. The only reason I have been hesitating is because personally I have a lot of history with being in and out of an emergency room and being at the hospital, and it's really triggering for me. Like even watching the show was very triggering, especially in the first season, because they had and I haven't watched the second season yet. I'm actually waiting until the entire thing is out before I watch it. But they had a patient who has sickle cell disease in the first season with the like this, like it's just too familiar, and sometimes I was like, it's too much. But I ended up watching it. It's a really great show if you haven't seen it. So yeah, ended up watching The Pit. Weak Hero, my K-drama, fantastic. Both seasons, and I heard there was going to be a third one, so I'm looking forward to that. Heated Rivalry, as you know, has been all over the place. I watched it. It's only 6 episodes. It was really good. I actually listened to the audio book before I watched the show. Really enjoyed it, and in anticipation for the new season of One Piece, which came out March 10th. Watch it. It's really good. Season 2, I did rewatch season 1, the live action. So yeah. And then my entire watch list was I don't know how to, it's a Korean name, so I don't really know how to pronounce it. But let's just say Rookie Historian, K-drama, Evil Influencer, the Jodie Hildebrand story, Cash Hero, One Piece live action, One Piece anime, East Blue, People We Meet on Vacation, Heated Rivalry, The Avengers, Age of Ultron, His and Hers, that was good. I actually guessed how that turned out. I guessed it. The Pit, The Night Manager, Season 1, Weak Hero, Class 1 and 2, Welcome to Derry, and Sandokan, Prince of Pirates. That had John Yaman, who stars in a lot of the Turkish dramas I really love, in it. And it was English. It's on Netflix. So if you want to see who I'm talking about, check that out. And it's called Sandokan, Sandokan, Prince of Pirates. Anyway, so that's my watch list, and then my read list. The favorites for the month was Heated Rivalry and Plus Size Player. However, I ended up reading A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, Heated Rivalry, Plus Size Player, One Piece Omnibus Volume 8, The Velvet Promise, Jude Devereaux, You with the View. Didn't really care for that. Wolf.e and The House in the Cerulean Sea, and that was just okay. And then we are getting to my January playlist and what I listened to basically on repeat for that month. And The Vow ended up being number one, like the most repeated song that month. And it has been my repeated song before. I think it was like back in November. It was my top song for the month. So it made it a resurgent. It's a really good song. Like, go listen to it. It's Ed Sheeran. It's called The Vow. It's on his new album called Play. And basically, it's what, if you are a fan of the song Perfect. So somebody told him, I think I heard him on an interview saying somebody asked him, so what comes after? So it's 10 years down the line, you've been married or whatever. What comes after? What's it like now? And that's how The Vow came to be. And it's a beautiful, beautiful song. So yeah, go check it out. And so as you can see, the decorations, all that stuff is there. And I'm filling in the favorites here with different colors that I'm trying to pull colors from where that January is. So we have like a regular yellow, and then we kind of like a golden yellow, and then purples and blues and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm just trying to get it all to match, and I actually really, really like the way that this came out. As I said, I've been into color, trying to get it on my pages any way that I can. So if it's pens, watercolors, markers, whatever, what's the stuff you jelly things, I can't remember the name of them, of course. Anyway, and just as I said, trying to use more color and make my pages and stuff more vibrant here. And so here I'm just filling in a few things, because I do not really get down with gaps and white spaces. If I can fill them up, I'm going to try to do my best to do that. Sometimes I will temper myself and pull back and just be like, this is how it's going to have to be. But for the most part, I like my pages full. And so I am just pulling out a few other colors and just getting some stamping done down here in this gap that's like musical stamping. And I have two different like music themed stamps from, I do believe I bought them from Studio Calico. Excuse me. So that's what I'm using here from those two different packs. So if you're looking for them, look at Studio Calico. And I do believe this was from Studio Calico as well, the TV themed one. If not, it was Everyday Explorers. But I'm pretty sure it was Studio Calico. I don't know. Next time I will make sure I look and see for sure as far as the TV one. The other ones are definitely Studio Calico. I'm pulling out my mild liners here just to fill in more of the gaps with some little mild liner hearts, some colored hearts. And that pretty much wraps this up. And then we will move on to whatever is next in the lineup. Oh yeah, I have a haul from Archer and Olive. So yeah. So my new Archer and Olive order finally came in. This is from the spring collection. Can't remember the name of it right now. I think it's Enchanted something or other. I did get a couple things. I actually got 3 things, but one of them, when I went to the website, was already sold out. And then when I checked back later, it was back up. And when I contacted customer support, they said the one that's back up would be for pre-order and it wouldn't ship out until June. So I'm assuming this is what they already had in stock, and if you still wanted what was there after it sold out, then it would be pre-order. So let's get into this and see what we got here. First of all, it does come with their typical little flyer here, brochure. Seems like from the ones that I've gotten before, it's the exact same as what it's been looking like. So yeah, wait, that's that. And let's get the notebooks out. I'll show you what I picked up. So I did get another small notebook, and I'm thinking that other small notebook I got from the Everyday collection, I'll probably use that to finally actually have a physical place to put all of my passwords and stuff like that. Anyway, so I got this one. This is the Pocket Dragon Spire, and it's vegan leather, dot grid. I'm trying to miss that that glare for you. Dot grid, 112 ultra thick, 160 GSM pages. So yeah, and I just thought all of their designs for spring were really pretty. I didn't go overboard. Well, maybe. No, I don't know. I got 3, so I didn't get the whole collection. I got the ones that I liked the most in various sizes. So the other one that I got that was sold out when I went to get it, that's a B6 size. So that'll be coming, as I said, sometime in June. And it'll be like a surprise because I'm sure by then I will forget that I've ordered it. So the first one is, I said, the Dragon Spire. It's a pocket notebook. And here is what it looks like. Isn't this cute? And it's so tiny and cute. Anyway, look at the dragon. It's giving very much Game of Thrones and or Lord of the Rings type situation. And the purple, you guys know purple is my color. Love it. So really, really enjoying the way that this look. This is the gold foil on the inside here, of course, where you put your name and stuff. Here is what the dot grid looks like. Let's see. Here is the page marker. I should say, because it's 2. This is the Archer and Olive signature page marker there. Put that back. Of course, you get a God, can this go back? Okay. You get a pin loop here and a pocket in the back. So that's what that one looks like. So cute, so cool. Gonna enjoy that. Do I know what I want to use this one for? Nope. But I have it in my stash for when I'm ready to figure it out. I do need to slow down on buying these Archer notebooks. But they keep coming out. Sorry, I have a cough. They keep coming out with such cute designs. And I don't want to miss out. I definitely, when it comes to these, have the FOMO. You know, because that one time that I saw a design that I really, really liked and missed out on it because I was just hemming and hawing about it. So, anyway, here is the next one that was actually in the package. As I said, the other one I got is coming in June. This is a traveler size notebook, as you can see. Enchanted Chapters. That's the name of the collection, okay? So, yeah. I knew it was Enchanted something. Excuse my cough. And this one is The Books of Beauty. Vegan leather, dot grid notebook. 144 ultra thick, 160 GSM pages. And I got this because this will be another contender for what my possible notebook that I'll use to create my book journal next year. And you've seen the purple one, but I thought this was cute when I saw somebody, you know, like people who preview the Archer and Olive stuff. I was like, what? This is so cute. First of all, love the color. Big fan of the color. I love the mints and the teals. I'm just very, very into them. They're some of my favorites. Look at the design here. Just kind of this arch of flowers. And of course, all of the books. This is perfect for a book journal. Perfect for a book journal. And it's really, really pretty too. So you got the inside and you have the gold foil flower vines here. Of course, where you put your name. The little wonky first page. And here's what the dot grid looks like. We're going to find the Archer and Olive bookmarks, page markers, whatever. Of course, you got your pin loop here. And just so pretty. And then here in the back, you have your pocket. And as I said, this is the Traveler's Notebook. Anyway. So yeah, anyway, that's what that looks like. And that is pretty much what I picked up from Archer and Olive this time for the spring collection Enchanted Chapters. I will share with you all when the other one finally comes in June. So yeah, as I said, I'll be looking forward to it. I think by then I will have forgotten that I ordered it, and it'll be like a nice little surprise in the middle of the month or whatever. So yeah. So as far as my media log goes, I've been wanting to decorate the other side of the page here with whatever it is I am watching, reading, listening to, whatever. Over here, it's been weeks since I've had this. It is currently, as I said, March 13th when I'm doing these voiceovers for this video. And I haven't been doing it because, as I said, it's just I've been behind. It's back and forth to appointments, the hospital, blah, blah, blah. Finally, I was like, just start where you're at. You know, instead of like, I have to catch up. And I was like, no, we're not doing that. Maybe eventually we'll catch up. You know, if I have the time, and I can go back and do stuff when I just, you know, I have gaps in time to do that. However, I was just like, just start where you're at. And so this was the last week that I filled up as far as the things that I was watching and reading and everything like that. So I just made stickers of all my watches and reads and stuff, and printed them on clear matte sticker paper, and I'm putting them down, and then I will fill in like the gaps with like a couple decorations and stuff like that. So just looking at this when I was editing the footage together, I was like, there's something about this. I like the idea in this, but there's something about this that's not right. Like, I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? And it came to me that I think I would enjoy it more if I did less of the actual posters and stuff. Like, still use the posters and stuff, but less of those, and some of the things I just kind of write in as like big titles or headers or whatever. So like, if I was watching Young Sherlock, maybe instead of printing out the photo, just write or letter Young Sherlock. And I think a combination of lettering and the posters or the books read or whatever would look better. So as I said, I'm just filling in with some stickers from like my tiny I think it's tiny icon sticker books or whatever, and getting the spaces filled in. And as I said, it's giving a little bit of what I wanted to do, but not completely. So I think going forward, I have a plan of how I really want to do it, and that is pretty much it for this. So hopefully I'll be able to keep up with this and do mine for next week when I'm finished. So since I'm so into One Piece and it is basically my personality now, I decided I wanted to see if they had trading cards, and of course they do. I had bought some off AliExpress, later to find out they are dupes. They look really good, and I ended up buying some actual cards. They have so many different ones. I just picked this one because it says it's a starter pack. So I want to see, and it was a reasonably priced for how much you get in here. So I decided I wanted to see how well these look. I mean, the other ones look versus the real ones. I mean, I'm probably from here on out just going to collect the real ones when I can. But let's just open 1 or 2 packs from here, and we'll see what we get. So let me get this unboxed. So I got it all open, and it comes with a 52 card pack. This is a lot to get through. I might divvy it up into like 10s or whatever, and we'll do it sporadically. And then they sent this little pack here of extra cards. So we'll do this one, and then we'll open up a pack of the, let's see, let me get them. See, these are the dupes that I got. Don't they look like just like the things? This is the one I've already opened. So we'll open one of these just to see. Anyway, let me switch you all around because it'll be a little difficult to see that way. And I'll switch you down, you know, so you're looking the other way. So anyway, let's do Okay, here we go. So I'm going to open these in this dupe pack. And as I said, I'm going to get to these and share. But I'm going to divvy them up because 52 cards is a lot to get through in one sitting here. So let's go ahead and get into it. So these are the dupes. These are the real ones, and we'll see. I just want to see, honestly, They look the same. I should have opened it from the other end. I got now Odin, Kozuki, Odin. Look at Odin and Ace. These are some of my favorite characters already. And we got Squad. I do believe he is an affiliate of Whitebeard. Yeah, one of Whitebeard's allies. And that's all I'm going to say about him for now, if you haven't watched the anime. So, yeah. So, those are cute. Now, so I'm really curious now about, well, now I see. I'm like, are all of them black and white? Like the real ones? But no. See, in my face right here, these is a colored card here. So, these are the bonus pack, 3 cards. I actually really like both of these cards here. These are great. I love Ace and I love Odin. Ah, so good, so good. Okay, so let's look at these and see what these look like. See who is in here. I got any good ones. All right, and that's Smoke on the front for anybody that's not familiar with One Piece. And here are the, and they look like, from what I've seen online, they look very much like the regular cards. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't know why this one's facing this way, but let's see what we got. Oh, Brooke. I love Brooke. This is a good one. This is a good one. Don Quixote do Flamingo. Great card. Listen, great villain, okay? Can't stand him. Can't stand him. But Oda wrote him so well. Such a great villain. And we have Kozuki Odin again. So this is the colored version of this guy here that I was saying that I like. So, okay, Odin, I see you. My fave, we got Zoro. Okay, Zoro. And then we got Luffy, my other fave. Okay. Oh, we got Magellan. Not a fave, but also a great villain. And then we got Sanji. So we got the entire monster trio right here. That's cool. So we got the captain and his wings. That's so cool. Anyway. Oh, we got Whitebeard. He's great. And then we got another Luffy. And we got Ivan. Or Ivankov. However you want to say it. And this is one of the special cards. So, it's like a, what do you call it? Of course, the name escapes me. Not metallic. There's a special name for it. I can't think of the name right now because I used to collect Marvel cards too. And they used to have holographic. Jesus. Holographic card here. So these look great too. Like, I really think the dupes are really good. Or I may have unknowingly gotten actual cards and just, you know, people just saying they're dupes. I don't know. So we'll see. But I really like this. I'm going to have to find a vehicle or like a notebook or something so I can put them in there for my collection or whatever, because I did used to collect comic cards back in the day. That was a thing. And now that I love One Piece, I think I'm going to start collecting cards and stuff again, because why not? And I'm sure some of these will probably end up making their way into my journals. But anyway, that is it for this. As I said, I'll come back later every once in a while with other pack openings if anybody's interested, and we'll do that, and I'll go through the other ones as well. So yeah, that is it for that. We'll be moving on to the next thing. Quick stationery haul I wanted to share with you all. I got a new small notebook from Create with Pen. This is what I use in my mini bullet journal, for my mini bullet journals. And I got a few items from Leo by Mail. Now, I had to wait for a couple more items to come in again because my first package was damaged. But everything's here now, so I can share with you all everything that I got. But let's start with this. When Create with Pen has these sales like 25 or 30% off, every once in a while I will, on her notebooks, I will go ahead and get me another one to stock up as far as my mini bullet journals. So I did go ahead and get another one of the beige ones. They come in 2 colors, the pocket size ones. As I said, this is Create with Pen. And this is just plain on the front, and it's grid on the inside. Again, it's a pocket notebook, so I think it's 3.5 by like maybe 5.5 here. Let's see. Yeah, 5.5 by 3.5 width. So, and this is basically what I use to fill up as my mini bullet journal. So yeah, anyway, love this thing. I do have another one over there in my stash. It's the teal one or the mint one, whatever color you want to call it. And then now I have an extra one of these because my other one is actually getting down to the wire. I think I maybe have a month or 2 left in that one before I need to change it out. So yeah, getting that done. So I did order this. I saw it was on sale, but this was like a month or 2 ago. So that's been here for a while, and I've been wanting to share, and it finally came in. Anyway, so this is the stuff I picked up from Lil by Mail. As I said, my first package was damaged. Two of the items were still usable, but 2 of them weren't. So she sent me the 2 that got messed up in the post. Anyway, so y'all won't believe this, but I did go ahead and order me some more tip-in tape. I know. I said it was fussy. It is fussy, okay? But I do like, I like experimenting with it and trying to use it or whatever. And I feel like I'm going to get the hang of it eventually. So I did go ahead and order 2 more of the designs. It was a collaboration between Lauren Phelps Designs and Amy Tangerine. You know, I love me some Amy Tangerine. And these are the designs that come on the tape. So this one is the tip-in tape. It is the watercolor rainbow. And then this one is just like some dots. And that one is called watercolor spots. And I will open these 2 up really quick so you can get a gander at what they look like. Okay, I have them unpackaged. That's a little fuzzy too, just getting into them. This one is the watercolor one. As I said, trying to get into it is not the easiest thing in the world. Okay, it looks like it comes off of here. Anyway, here's kind of a sample of what you're going to get for the watercolor one and what it looks like. So, wanted to show you all of that. And then, let me put this back and I'll show you the other one. And this is like the watercolor spots. Here we go. Oh, now it's all falling out on me. Okay. So basically, this is the watercolor spots board. And this is, again, tip-in tape. And I think by now, most people should be quite familiar with a tip-in. So yeah, and then a couple other things that I picked up. This one, as you can see, the packaging got ruined, but the actual stylus is fine. This is a stylus to stamp with. Let me get this out. Yeah, you can see where, I think she said it got caught in a machine. Honestly, I thought somebody tried to open the package. But she said it looks like it got caught in a machine. So I will trust her judgment, since she's shipping packages way more than I am. Anyway, this is a stamping stylus. It's very small, so if you have the very small stamps, like maybe this little dot here, you can put that on there and use it to stamp with. So that's basically it. It's like an acrylic block, but for very, very tiny stamps. So like if you wanted to do dots, whatever. Anyway, so that's that. And then lastly, I got these stamps. I do really love this font. I love the, what do you call it? The numbers, the fonts, everything of this. I do have the font, actually. But it's a huge size, and I wouldn't always want to use it. I like these because it gives can I talk? I like these because it gives me both the uppercase, and I know you're getting that glare. I'm trying to angle. Let me angle this so you can see better. Because it gives me all the uppercase letters, it gives me all of the lowercase letters, and it gives me all of the numbers, and they're reasonably sized. Like, they're not too large and they're not too tiny either. So I really like both of these, all of these anyway. And I wanted to pick these up. I wonder if they have it's the Reggie Alpha, if you can see that. I'm sorry, the glare is glaring. Let me get that out of there and see if that helps. I mean, it's still plastic though, so let's see. Does that help at all? I don't know. If you tilt it. Anyway, this is the Reggie Alpha, if anybody's looking for it. Lail by Mail sells it. Check her website. I will put the name there. So, and that's lailbymail.com if you're looking for it. So this is briefly some stuff that I picked up really quick, little stationary crafty journaly items that I wanted to share. If you have any comments or questions about anything, leave those below, and we will move on. So this video should have actually been first. I'm setting up for March in my mini bullet journal, and I completely forgot that I did this. Just crazy. So anyway, I'm tacking it on at the end of this video here, because as I said, I'm getting set up for March, but I'm in it, I'm done, I'm like using it, but yeah, I have to get it set up. So as you all know, if you are a regular on this channel, I like to make my own calendars just because it's what I like to do, and I have a blank notebook, so this one doesn't come with a calendar, so I have to make it if I want it. Anyway, we're setting up for March. As I said, I usually start from the bottom 2 spaces up and then do like that, and then I count out 5 by 5 boxes. I typically like to start in pencil, because I have messed up before just trying to go in there straight with pen, and it just messed up the whole thing. So if I do it in pencil first, if I made any mistakes, I typically catch myself before I start inking, whatever. So yeah, got that done. I got the outlines and stuff ready. Well, I did the pencil, and now I'm outlining with my uni pen. This is the 0.8. I typically like to use a thicker pen when I'm doing my outlining and stuff like that. So I'm getting the shell of the calendar done first, and I had to switch out pens. My other 08 uni pen was drying out on me, so it was time to replace it. I have 2 or 3 others in my stash, so I just pulled out one of the other ones and started using that, and it was much better, not giving me any trouble getting things down here. And as I'm doing this, my calendar, I like to start off one way. So if I start off doing horizontal lines, I do that first, and if and then I go back and do all the verticals, and then sometimes I start off doing all the verticals and then go back and do all the horizontals. It just depends on how I start. So, and whatever, just to make it easy on myself, and I'm not going back and forth, flipping the book back and forth a million times. I do one set and then I do the other. Now I'm getting all the numbers down after having written all of the days of the week at the top. Personally, I'm a Sunday start person. That's just what I'm used to. That's what I like, so that's what I'm doing. So like, even with the weeks, sometimes it messes me up a little bit because that's Monday start, but getting used to it anyway. So I'm stenciling March here, and I have like several different stencils of different sizes with the same font. So just depending on like how long the month is, depends on what size I use, just to take up most of the space there. March is pretty short as far as the letters in the month there, so I'm just using this one that's a little bit bigger, and it gives me a little space at the top to decorate still. So yeah, got that down, and then I decided I'm not going to put the bird at the top, but I'm going to put the bird at the bottom. And I was very, very excited. I wanted to put the birds just to represent that I'm hearing the birds finally. And I think it was late February, very late February, where I was laying in bed, and it was very early morning. I probably had woken up, probably my bladder had woken me up or something, and I was laying there knowing I had to get up to use the bathroom, and I finally heard the birds chirping again outside my window. I was so elated and delighted. I love hearing the birds chirping in the morning, and I miss it in the winter when they're not there. I know when I'm hearing the birds chirping, I know it's going to start getting warmer pretty soon. And the weather here has been pretty great lately. I will say the last couple days it's turned back cold again, and it's going to be cold a little bit during the rest of the week. But well, it's like going to be back and forth. Some is going to be like 70s, and then it's going to be like 50s or whatever. But we getting there, okay? We getting there. I mean, we've had like 80-degree days, and I'm here for it. So, ready for spring, ready for summer. I'm ready for the warm weather because I cannot stand the cold. I'm over it. So, yeah, anyway, I got my calendar completely done, decorated and finished, and now I'm setting up for my watch list for the month. So, I get myself set up with 3 boxes, even though I watch way more than this. I just set myself up with 3 boxes at first to get those filled in, and then of course my playlist and books read for the month that goes over there. And then once I'm done doing this, I will go and set up my chart for the month as far as my online orders. I like to keep track of what I'm ordering. um, I'll show you here. So online orders, I like to keep track of the site and or store that I ordered from, the cost of the items that I ordered, the date that I ordered it, the date that it shipped, and the date that I received it. So I'm making sure I go through the whole process, and I'm not missing something or waiting for something for forever without following up with whoever or whatever it is I ordered from. Yeah. So that pretty much wraps this up. If you have any comments or questions about anything, please leave those below. I trust that you all have been safe and well, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye.